All right, hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, want to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rahak Wadash. Double honors due to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone, well, peace, love, salutations, and blessings, as always, to the Lord's elect out there. It's the brother Yeshaya, part of Men of Valor, South Carolina, and this quick in transit, through the Spirit is basically something I've been meditating on, today, not only today, but every time, apostles, bishops, elders uploaded videos, man, which is an everyday thing. How this truth and this knowledge is flourishing. Okay. Now, we all came in different time periods. Some brothers came in 07 at the start of YouTube, which I call the OGs, some brothers came in 09, still OGs in my book. Then you have another wave, which was the 2015, 2016, which where I came in. And then now, you have, brothers are waking up every day, but, now you have it to where, just the truth is just flourishing, man. It is flourishing. The scriptures say that, thine eyes shall see thy teachers, and they should not be hid in the corner anymore. So, starting with the 1960s with Elijah coming back and preaching and doing this thing, okay, laying the groundwork, for the followers of Yahushua, and up until now, man. And it's so beautiful because when you first come in, you're getting a lot of information rapidly, really quickly, really fast. And, sometimes through the years, you can forget about certain things. Certain things can be in the back of your mind, and they can be like milk scriptures or or easy breakdowns, But then now the Spirit has it to where, all of their younger, brothers and sisters coming in, and the Spirit has it to where our apostles, our bishops, and our elders, and our brothers on down are bringing back the knowledge that we were learning when we first got in, pretty much. So basically, all right, the teachers, starting with the apostles on down, of course, like I always say, they're teaching, for the newcomers that are coming in, but also edifying us at the same time, us brothers that, have been in a little while, and refreshing us on certain things, refreshing us on certain breakdowns, and it's very refreshing because, you have to be in the mind state of learning something every day, learning something new every day. And once you get to the point to where you think that you have it all, or you think that, you can't be taught anymore, that's when stagnation starts to creep in, okay? When you think you have it all, and none of us have it all. None of us have it all, all right? This book is living water. So there's breakdowns that are still being fine-tuned, like for example, brothers used to break down the pleasure that came with sleep, so to say. All right, you used to break it down to that was talking about sex, but it really isn't. It's talking about being in the womb and being nurtured and being in that compact space where you're safe, you're resting, you're eating, you don't have to worry about anything. Basically, the pleasure that came with sleep when you're in the womb. And that's just one breakdown, out of a couple, that have been refreshed through the Spirit and probably how about Shem Yahushua. So knowledge is going out there. Knowledge is, and especially, we know that we're in the last seconds of these last days. So the unicorn is jumping. It's really doing the heavy work. Okay, this YouTube, that's why Apostle Tahar, wishes that we were all like him, daily videos, multiple videos a day, he's on it. And that's how our apostles and our bishops and elders on down, that's how they do. They lead us by example. They don't take breaks. They don't say it's too cold or it's too hot to camp. Out there every week, man, feeding the sheep. and showing you how about Shem Yahushua that, you know, that they love that they love him, right? Just as we are to do, you know, just as we're doing through the Spirit, you know. And yeah, man, wisdom and knowledge is really flourishing, man. And wisdom is gonna be, it says money is a defense, and wisdom is a defense. So this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we're soaking up right now is, because understanding is basically applied wisdom and knowledge, or yeah, something along that lines, something along those lines. All right, and hey, we're not to forsake it, man, because it's a gift. All right, knowing what the Lord, you know, likes and wants. What is that in Baruch? Blessed are ye Israel, because we know what pleases the Lord, or what is, you know, what the Lord delights in. Okay, roughly paraphrasing. And a lot of people don't have the wherewithal to know that, hey, defiling your temple is something that the Lord frowns upon. You know, eating abominations and smoking cigarettes and doing all type of shit. Tattoos, you know, marking up your body. You're not supposed to print any marks on you for the dead. Really, nothing is even supposed to go inside you. Like needles and shit is off. Of course, sometimes we have to go to the hospital and shit like that. You know, sometimes we can't help it and have to, but for the most part, man, we need to stay up out of those, you know. And this is not medical information. So yeah, you know. And the Lord is really cracking down because, hey, we're at this we're at the end. Like, if you can't see this is the end and you're in the truth, you need to reevaluate yourself. You know, might need to go on a fast or something. But hey, we're at the end, man, and it's not no time to get scared, get nervous. Man, it's time to buckle down. You know, stay occupied in the prophecies. You know, stay in the Spirit as much as possible. You know, and really try to level up in this thing, because once this thing does get cracking, I mean, it's already cracking behind the scenes, but once it's on the mainstream and everybody can see, and everybody's going to be looking for the prophets and the men that have been putting in the work and preparing for this day and teaching and telling people, as per Ezekiel 3 and Ezekiel 33, all right, you know, giving them warning from the Lord and washing the blood off their hands. You know, it's gonna come a time where them people are gonna be looking for men of the Lord and the teachers. All right, and when that happens, when the Lord shuts the prophets' mouths, because I forgot, is that in Zechariah? But yeah, the Lord is gonna basically shut the roofs of the prophet's mouth, making their tongue cleave to the roof of their mouth. All right, that you basically be dumb and not a reprover to these people, because hey, the Lord is getting fed up. All right, and once He reaches that limit, which we don't know when that's gonna happen, what we know is coming. Once He reaches His apex, or the height of His anger, the height of His you know, indignation, okay, then that's when the Lord's gonna put the prophets up. All right, brother's gonna be in recluse. Brother's gonna be in whatever, you know, whatever predicament the Lord has you in. You know, whether that be a camp, you know, a CC, the wilderness. We don't know. All right, but we just have to build up our storehouses in heaven, like the scriptures say, man. You know, building up our treasures up in heaven, where moth or rust doth not corrupt. You know, these people, they're investing and putting their treasures on a sinking ship, but we're putting ours on what? A chariot. spiritual. You know, which these spiritual gifts and these spiritual, you know, deposits, so to say, i.e., videos and the work that you do for the Lord, and including everything that you do behind the scenes when the camera's not on, praying, fasting, being brotherly, and all that. That's going to turn into a physical blessing for the men that are standing stiffly for the Lord, and ultimately that's salvation. All right, getting beamed up in them chariots and getting changed in the twinkling of an eye, and the second death not having any effect on you. Okay, like the elder Yashawamba is going into through the Spirit. All right, the first dominion. All right, the first fruits of the kingdom of heaven, which is a very big deal, which the world is going to know soon. All right, they might not know right now, but they're going to find out soon. And that's a beautiful thing, and that's a blessed thing, man, to be a part of that number. And that's why brothers are doing what, and everything they can to give their to show their due diligence, give their diligence to make their calling to election sure. All right, man's going of the Lord. How then can a man understand their own way? That's why we pray and to the Lord that we are a part of that number. And many are called, but few are chosen. And hey, we know that we've received the call, but we don't know if we're chosen. And that's where faith comes in. That's where your works come in. Okay, prove your faith by your works. I will show you my faith by my works. All right, faith without works is dead. So I'm gonna end it with that, man. Lord willing, it was edifying and uplifting, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to the Lord's elect.